Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of the Dudecast. This is episode 12, and we're talking about school today, boys. We're talking about school. Yeah, that's how this intro is gonna go. I got nothing else. I literally got this is my third attempt at this, and you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. We're doing it like this. Okay, so school. I know my friend wanted me to do an episode where I talked about the Five Nights at Freddy's lore, and he's going to be super disappointed. I understand. It's not that I don't want to do it, it's just that I don't feel like doing it right now, you know? Like, I just, because I was going to do it, but then I thought to myself, you know, like, should I do it? Should I not do it? You know, maybe save it for another episode. Because the reason why there's a huge break in between podcasts is because I gotta come up with an idea, you know, like I gotta come up with an idea of what to talk about, because my life's kind of boring. I'm just gonna be honest. It's kind of boring. I just spat all over my microphone. That is actually fucking disgusting. But yeah, my life's kind of boring. So there's like not a whole lot to talk about. Like, I'm sure I've got some stories stored up somewhere that I haven't told yet, but like, that's for the story time. Oh, whatever. This is the same thing, pretty much. I'm sorry if you can hear my cat. He's fucking around with my guitar at the moment. But yeah, back on topic. School. School is something that I have, like, I hated school so much, right? I hated school so much, and now I kind of miss it, kind of. Yeah, I kind of miss it, like, a little bit. Like, here's the thing, okay? So, I graduated from high school last year, right? In 2020, I graduated. And it's one of those things where, you know, you graduate. I'm not in college right now. It'd be different if I was in college, but I'm not at the moment. But, you know, how it worked for me was after I graduated, I got another job at a factory, and I worked there for about 3 weeks, and I fucking hated it. Yeah, I hated that, and I got fired on top. I got fired from that job. So after I graduated, I worked at a factory for 3 weeks and got fired. So yeah, that's how that went. So yeah, I graduated last year, and so now I'm kind of seeing things differently, you know, because, you know, not in high school anymore, not a kid, you know, I'm 19 years old, almost fucking 20 years old, which is insane. And, you know, it's fun to sort of look back on the times that you had when you were a kid. And, you know, there's a lot. So let's just get into it. Yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, let's get into it. So I guess I'm just going off like pure memory basis, like kind of telling stories from like my days in school. So like, you know, 1st through 5th grade, middle school, and then high school, you know, like, it's kind of boring. Well, actually, no, it's really not. Let's just start off. So first grade, 1st through 3rd, actually no, 1st through 4th grade are kind of just like they're kind of a blur. I'm not even gonna lie, they're kind of a blur. I don't have a whole lot of memories from that time. Like, you know, granted, at the time I was like, what? Like maybe 7, 8, somewhere around there. How old are you when you start 1st grade? Like what? Somewhere around there, right? 7, 8, 6, somewhere around there. Anyway, so yeah, my memories from these times are not very good. But I just, I mean, I have some memories from that time. Like, I remember, when, does anyone remember the show House? Does anyone remember that show? I feel like a certain amount of people remember that show. I remember that show. I don't know what it was. It was on around the time I was in first grade, and I thought it was cool. I never watched it, but I knew about it, and I thought the dude was cool. And I remember I saw him with like a white undershirt looking type thing, like type shirt. Uh, I could be totally wrong. That probably never happened. I don't know. My memories from these times are very shoddy, not very coherent. But I remember seeing that and thinking, I'm gonna do that. You know, like I'm gonna be as cool as the guy from House. And I remember I was sitting with these girls. We were doing some sort of project. I don't remember what the fuck we were doing. We were doing some sort of like group project, and we were like, I decided to show off my undershirt, which I thought was cool, but it like totally wasn't cool. And all the girls were like, "Ew, what the fuck?" They didn't say that, but they were like, "Ew, gross," you know, like, and I was like, "Oh yeah," like I had my arms crossed. I thought I was the coolest motherfucker in the entire class. Oh man, it's crazy because it was anything but. Because for the longest time, the one thing I know, I said that my memories from like first through fourth grade are kind of like shoddy and like not that great. The one thing I do remember very specifically about first through fourth grade, and even through kind of fifth grade too, was I was not the most. I wasn't exactly well liked as a kid. I wasn't exactly the most liked kid in school. I kind of got. I don't want to say bullied, but it was kind of bullied a little bit. It was like a mixture of like bullying and like we don't like you. Like it's kind of, it was kind of like that. Like it was a harsh, cruel world when I was growing up. Back in the days when people got bullied at school and what am I talking about? People still get bullied at school. What am I talking about? But yeah, back in the days when you got called a nerd and it actually hurt your fucking feelings, and like, you know, it's just. I remember there were a lot of kids that did not like me, and I just remembered this today. I remember for some sort of reason, I don't know what prompted me to think this. Keep in mind, I was like 8. Oh, I had to puke. I'm sorry. But I remember thinking, like, anyone that didn't like me was like trained to not like me, and I thought like like they were, everyone that didn't like me was trained in this like sort of secret ninja society of disliking Blake. And like I don't know what made me think of that. It's because I had beef with a kid. There was a kid there that I did not like, and I don't know why. I mean, he was kind of an asshole, but like I don't know. I think for the most part, I mean, he was kind of an asshole, but I think I just disliked him just to dislike him for some reason, because I had a lot of fucking enemies growing up that I'm now friends with. But yeah, like it's just for some reason, like the kids that didn't like me, they were trained by this guy in the secret ninja society of disliking Blake, and I believed that for a year, and then I never thought about it ever again. I never thought about it ever again, and then that's pretty much first grade. I remember we made green eggs and ham. I think we made green eggs and ham in first grade, and I also remember nap time when you would bring your mat, like your little mat thing, and you'd lay it on the ground and be like, "Oh, it's nap time," and then like everyone in the class would just like, it'd be nap time. They just like, we'd all lay on the floor on our mats and we'd just take a nap for a little bit. God, those were such good times. But yeah, like. So those are like all my memories of like first grade. Like I remember on Valentine's Day we had like little Valentine's Day bags, and we'd all like cover our eyes and give each other little Valentines, and you'd have to guess like who it's from. You know, like little things like that. You know, those were fun. Those were fun times. And then you got second grade through fourth grade, which I have like basically no memory of, other than like I got bullied throughout those years basically. I think I know I got into a fight at one point in school. I know I got into a fight. I don't remember which grade it was, though. I think it was like third grade, I think. Some kid insulted my mom, and I got pissed. And I punched him in the face, and we started fighting. And this kid would pick on me all the time. And he said something about my mom, and I was not... Like, you mentioned my mom, I'm going to beat your ass. Like, like that shit wasn't cool. And I remember I punched him in the face, and we just started fighting. In a lunch line, nonetheless. We were in a lunch line. We were just fighting each other. And, like, the whole time we were fighting, we were moving up in the lunch line. And I remember, like, I watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the day before. So, like, I tried to, like, do some sort of fucking dumbass spin kick thing. And it didn't connect. And I just looked like an idiot. But, yeah, I stood up for my mom. And, yeah, that's, like, the only memory I have from third grade. I remember I used to get, like... remember some kid named Quentin used to, like, always walk up to me and punch me in the nuts every single day, and it used to piss me off so much. I remember that time. I used to taunt him for it, too. I was like, what are you going to do? You going to punch me in the nuts today? Is that what you're going to do? And he's like, yeah. And then he just fucking... man. Good times. Let me give you all a reminder real quick that yes, you are indeed watching the Dudecast. And what's that? You're on episode 12? Did you watch this or did you watch it on the playlist? What's that? There's a playlist? Yes, there is a playlist of the Dudecast where you can watch all episodes. Every new episode that comes out will be put right into the playlist, so that way you have a new episode to watch if you're listening to every single one on the playlist. Dudecast playlist contains now 12 episodes currently. And if you would like to listen to them, just visit my channel, subscribe. You don't have to subscribe, but if you want to, you can listen to the Dudecast if you want. Subscribe or not, you can still listen to the Dudecast for free. There's no payment whatsoever. I am not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. Listen to the Dudecast. And I hope you're having a good time enjoying, because this is going to be a decent episode at best. Okay, back to the episode. So yeah, we get to 4th grade, and 4th grade's kind of a meh. I don't remember 4th grade at all. Like, at all. I have zero memories from 4th grade. Like, I don't even know if it was from 4th grade, but, like, I remember, oh, you can hear my cat. I bet you heard my cat because he meowed fucking loud as shit. But I remember, I don't even know if this was in 4th grade. It might have been in like 3rd. I don't fucking know. But, like, I think, like, 3rd grade was the peak of me getting fucking bullied in school, because I remember these girls, like, I don't know if it was a group of girls or if it was a bunch of people and the girl was in charge or what, but I remember this girl, which me and her are cool now, but, like, we never talk to each other now, but we were pretty, we weren't, like, friends, but we were, like, cool, like she was just someone I knew that I didn't really have any problems with going forward. But during this time, she really hated me. She fucking hated every girl that I grew up with. It hated me at some point. Like, I swear, dude. Every girl that was in my class that I knew of hated me at some point in our years in school. Like, I remember this girl... I won't say her name. I mean, she was a Spanish girl. I mean, I was just thinking, like, I said Quentin's name. Why can't I say this girl's name? She doesn't even watch. Belen. Fuck it. Throwing names out there. I remember this girl named Belen used to always make fun of me and call me Booger Boy. And her and her friends would, like, chase me around the playground and make me feel like shit. Because here's the thing, okay? I'm ashamed to admit this, but every kid has done this, right? When I was little, I used to pick my nose and eat my boogers, right? Every fucking kid has done that. I know there are some kids that haven't done that, but I know for a fucking fact that there are kids out there who have done that. It is not just me. There's no fucking way it's just me. Other kids did that. Bullshit, okay? Bullshit, other kids didn't do that. I know there were other kids that did that. Oh, that pisses me off, because I used to get made fun of for that too. Like, I had kids come up to me and ask me, they were like, so, what do boogers taste like? And I'd be like, water. I didn't know how to answer. I was still in like my awkward state where like no one liked me and like I had no friends. Um, it wasn't until about like towards the end of 5th grade when people started like somewhat thinking, not thinking I was cool, but like they started being nicer to me around like towards the end of 5th grade ish. Um, and then once we got to, everything changed when we left the school that we were at for all those years. 5th grade was like our graduation year, kind of. So like after that, we went to the middle school, which was 6th through 8th. And so we did that. We went to middle school, and that's where everything started to change, you know? Like, that's when, like, you know, the guys started looking at girls differently, and, you know, we were all hitting puberty, and, like, everyone was hitting puberty at that time, and everyone was going through that awkward teenager stage, you know, that emo teenage stage, whatever, where everyone, like, either hates or loves each other, you know, like, you know, typical middle school drama, you know, all that shit. I remember I had a girlfriend. I had a girlfriend for about a month. Like I kind of consider it like my first like attempt at dating. It's my first attempt at dating a girl. You know, my first like actual serious relationship didn't come till like my sophomore year in high school. But like I remember oh god, what do I remember? No, okay. I remember so yeah, we get to middle school, you know, everyone's hitting puberty, everyone's starting to crush on each other and kiss each other and all this shit. And I remember my memory for middle school, like 6th grade through 8th, I remember just like I remember like in 6th grade, that's when I got into acting. I got into acting in 6th grade. Middle school was like the start of my like theater. I don't want to say theater career because I haven't done any acting since I've graduated from high school. But like, or like serious acting, you know, like on a stage. I know I do a lot of voice acting for the channel, but I don't know if that really counts. But it was what got me into acting. And I remember I joined the theater club my 6th grade year, and that's where I met that girl that I sort of dated for like a month, and then we broke up. God, that was such a weird time. But and I still know her to this day. Like I'm still kind of friends with her, kind of, sort of. But like, so yeah, that happens, and I did every single play throughout my middle school year. I did. We had just a shit ton of drama stuff that we did for like theater and all that. And like, you know, I met a lot of people in that club, and that joining that club I think was easily the best decision. I hate on young me a lot, but I think me joining the drama club my 6th grade year was easily the best decision that young me could have made, because that introduced me to so many things that I was not used to, but it changed me quite a bit, because it made me fall in love with acting and performing and like all that shit. And like, not to mention we had a play that we did, and I've made videos on Wizard of Oz. Does anyone remember? Like, I doubt anyone remembers. I'm pretty sure like most of my OG subscribers either don't watch me or have unsubscribed from me at this point in my YouTube career. But remember on my channel when I was uploading stuff about Wizard of Oz, like Wizard of Oz shit? That's because our play, I remember I made a video about it too. We had a play in 8th grade. It was the Wizard of Oz. I was the Tin Man. It was the best play that we ever did, that middle school ever did to this day. I think it's still, I haven't seen any middle school plays as of late, but I'm pretty sure none of them were as good as the Wizard of Oz, because the Wizard of Oz was so good. it got to go to a different like state. We went to the drama kids went to Bloomington to perform Wizard of Oz. And God, performing that play in Bloomington was so, God, it was so awkward. I don't think the performance there was very good. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't remember much of it, but I don't. I remember we had to shorten it down for time. But yeah, I just easily best decision I made in my life at that point. Um, but yeah, I met a lot of new people, made some friends along the way on that journey, and I also saw a lot of fights. I saw I saw a girl get into a fight. Saw a girl get her ass kicked. Um, I saw a girl get arrested. That was interesting. I saw a girl get escorted out of handcuffs. Yeah. I also I remember this one time we went to oh god, what was it? It was like Six Flags, I think it was. Yeah, Six Flags. We went to Six Flags as a class, and the boys got their own bus, and the girls got their own bus. So we were all boys and girls were separated on their own individual buses, and we were coming back from Six Flags, and I remember we were taking the interstate back to the school so our parents could pick us up. And I remember there was an accident. There was an accident on the highway. It was like these two semis collided or some shit like that. And I remember we got stuck. Our bus got stuck. The girls' bus didn't. Our bus did. The girls' bus got to go on rent free. The boys' bus got stuck in this traffic jam where this accident happened. So you got a bus full of a bunch of teenage boys that are ornery and want to go home. And not to mention, the air conditioning on that bus was not very good. And because of that, it was hotter than a motherfucker in that bus. And you had guys the guys were like taking off their shirts. It was that hot. It was so warm in there. Because you had a bunch of dudes together in one fucking, this sounds so bad, but you had a bus full of dudes, and like, it was warm as fuck on that bus, so we had to do whatever we could to stay like cool. And let's just switch subject before this gets fucking weird.
Oh, fuck yeah, Dudecast.
So now, that was just one of many memories I have from middle school. The one memories that I have the most of easily has to be the middle school dances. Oh god, the middle school dances. You want to talk about a place of both fun and just like sadness. Sadness. So I went to a dance, and the second dance that I went to, some girl thought I was hot. Keep in mind we're like in middle school. So at this point I'm around like what, 15, something like that. 15? No, not even. Like at this point I'm around like 13, somewhere around there. 13, 14, getting close to 14, somewhere like that. And I just remember, like, any dance that I went to, I would try to hook up with a girl. I would always try to, and I would, for a while, I was doing pretty decent. I danced with a couple of girls here and there. I usually stayed away from drama. Most of the dances I went to were pretty fun, but I remember there was this one girl that I tried to get to. There was this one girl that I liked that I wanted to dance with, but she wasn't even remotely interested in me. So I went home and cried that night because I was just like, oh, why doesn't, like, girls, mom? Like, I cried to my mom, and I was just like, I don't know what to do, mom. And like, oh man, I remember middle school dances. They were just so fun. They were nothing like homecoming and all that where there's just drama galore. Like, yeah, so that's basically my experience for middle school. So now we get to high school, And by the way, I must say, 8th grade graduation was it was a pretty interesting night. It was a good night. I remember it was a good night. Um, because like graduation should always be good. Like that's just what I think. Graduation should always be good, and it was good. It was good. I remember I got to walk. I walked. I want to say walk down the aisle. I mean, I kind of did. I mean, we held it in the gymnasium, and I remember I had to walk with someone to my seat because we all. That's how it was assigned. Everyone had to walk with someone to their seats, and then they would separate and go to their own seats. I remember I walked with the biggest asshole in the entire. Oh God, I remember his name. It was let's just call him Murdy. Murdy, yeah. Murdy Perstern, yeah. More like Murdy Peastain, yeah. Anyway, he was an asshole. Oh my God, he was an asshole. He was such an asshole. And nobody liked this kid. And I had to walk next to him, and I did not like this kid. He was an asshole, dude. Oh my God. Oh man. But I remember 8th grade, 8th grade graduation going relatively well. We all danced. Like we had this big dance afterwards, which, high school didn't have a big dance after our graduation, so that's a point for middle school right there. But yeah, and so we get to high school, and that's when the fun stops. Man, we get to high school. That's where all the joy gets sucked out of everything, and everyone gets older and starts hating each other and fucking fuck, like welcome to high school where everyone hates each other and fucks each other. Like that's basic. Well, like welcome to high school. What are you gonna do in high school? You're gonna hate each other, you're gonna fuck each other, and you're gonna smoke. Like that's the best way I can describe my experience. I didn't smoke, but trust me. Oh, trust me. My school had all kinds of potheads, dude. Oh my God. High school is like where everyone just became a dopey out of nowhere. Like out of the blue, you just start seeing people that you knew who were clean as a whistle just start vaping and like smoking, and they're coming to school high and they smell like weed, and it's just like, oh my God, dude, what happened to you? Like I stayed away from that shit, thankfully. I mean, I can't get away from it. Like I'm always around it, but like I don't do it, if that makes sense. Like I've known people that do it. I won't say who, but I've known people that do it, and I've been around it. I haven't done it though. So, I mean, good for me, I guess. Like, but yeah, that's how basically all high school was. Basically, I mean, like, what else is there to really say? I mean, like, girls. That was the focus for me when it came to high school. It was all about the women, dude. All about the women. And I went through my entire freshman year thinking, oh man, I'm never gonna get a girlfriend. I want a girlfriend so bad. And my sophomore year comes around, and I get into a serious relationship for the first time ever. And that lasted for about 8 months, and it just I don't want to say it fell apart, but like it like you knew the end was. It was one of those things where like you knew it was coming to an end, and you knew there was nothing you could do about it but just watch. It was kind of like that. Like it was just one of those that like once you sensed the end was coming, there was no stopping it. It was just there. And there was this whole cheating thing that came out, and like it still kind of bugs me to this day, but like at the same time, when we broke up, I was a junior, she was a sophomore, so like it's stupid high school shit, like it's yeah, it's that's really like all I can say about it, really. But yeah, besides that, I did the plays as well in high school. I remember I made a podcast about the show that I was in, and I tried to criticize it. I mean, I tried to be Dave Meltzer and just like try to shoot on it, and like I had, for the most part, I had like really good things to say about it, but there were some things that I said that were kind of fucked. Like I said someone was like the worst actor I had like ever been in. Like I was any good, I was any better. Like I don't know. I remember getting in deep shit for that, and then that typical freshman move, being fucking stupid. Yeah, so that got me in trouble my freshman year, and I continued to do the plays every single year up until my senior year, where I couldn't do the last one because of COVID. But yeah, I did all the plays. Again, same thing. Met new people, made new friends. Which is funny because I like barely talk to anyone that I did the plays with. Some of them I work with right now at Culver. Some of them I work with right now. So I mean that's cool. But yeah, like I had fun. The plays that we did for the high school were so much more fun because they felt like actual plays, and bigger crowds, way bigger stage, and it was fun. It was fun. I had a good experience with it overall. And like in terms of like stories and like memories from high school, it's all just kind of like a blur. Like I don't really remember like, oh, this happened in this grade, or like this happened when I was a sophomore. Like some things I obviously do remember from specific years. But like when did you take biology? I don't know. My sophomore year? Something like, I don't know. Couldn't tell you. But yeah, like I remember when I met my friend group, right? When I met my friend group, my senior year came around. It was around the time I met these guys. Like I had just finished junior year, and my cousin Jaden, he introduced me to what I'm part of now, the friend group that I bring up oh so many times. And I remember like I remember after I got introduced to that group, my senior year came around, and I swear at least one class I had. In every class, I had at least one person, like one friend from that group. And I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. Like, this is awesome. Like, my fucking gym hour, my senior year, had my cousin, had my other friends in it, and I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like, I wouldn't trade this for the world. And then I graduated, and now it's over. Yeah. High school, I think for the most part, high school, I had for the most part, a pretty decent experience with, I'd say. The breakup, and with the whole relationship thing, that kind of fucked things up a little bit. But for the most part, I didn't really have a bad experience with high school by any means. I mean, I didn't get in like serious trouble or anything, and plus like I wasn't too much of an idiot, like the teachers liked me, I was a good kid. I didn't do anything too stupid. I stayed out of trouble. I stayed out of bad shit. I was a clean kid. Didn't do anything wrong. And yeah, the one thing I will say though is that I kind of got fucked over with prom. The only prom that I ever went to, and it fucking sucked. Can I just throw that out there real quick? Oh my God. I'm not petty about this at all. No, the first prom I ever go to, my date gets into a fight like the day before we're supposed to go, and she can't go because she got into a fight. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So I had to go with a replacement girl that had to be handpicked by the principal, and that didn't even like me, that I didn't even like. I knew who she was. We both knew who we were, but I never talked to this girl. Like, she's shy, she's quiet, and like, granted, it's like the perfect girl for me because I'm also shy and quiet, but like, we don't even know each other on a personal level, It's just like a girl that I know. And so you can imagine how fucking awkward that was, going on a date with someone to prom that I barely even know. Like, and then on top of that, she didn't even want to dance. I asked her if she wanted to dance. She said no. She said, no, I have a headache. I can't. I don't want to. So yeah, and then there was an after party for the prom. I didn't even go. Like, I didn't even want to go. I had the principal take me back to the school, and my parents picked me up shortly after that. And that was that. That was the worst prom that I ever went to. And the sad thing is, it's the only prom I ever went to, and it fucking sucked. So yeah, um, yeah, and then obviously I graduated last year. Bittersweet with COVID. Finished it. Finished my senior year over a fucking laptop and got to graduate with like just my grandma and grandparents with my grandparents and my parents and brother and one cousin and one aunt in the quote unquote crowd. Yeah, that sucked. That was a bittersweet end to what was for the most part a pretty decent run in high school, I'd say. Do I have any regrets in high school? Some, part of me wishes that I would have been a little more, I would have done more, like I wish I was a little more productive, maybe ventured out a little bit, maybe tried out sports, even if I wasn't that good at it, maybe try out, maybe try out for the baseball team or the football team, just once, just to see. I mean, I love football and I like baseball. I mean, who knows? I mean, football team fucking sucks. So who knows? I mean, but yeah, that's basically it. That's my entire journey. That's my entire character arc. I went from being not liked to somewhat liked to liked and having friends in the end. So I started off with no friends and ended with friends. So I consider that a successful character arc, I'd say. Interesting. Okay, so yeah. That's going to be it for episode 12. I know someone wanted me to do FNAF lore. I'll do that at some point, just not today. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed listening. Thank you so much for listening. And as always, I'll see you guys later in the next video. Goodbye.